Hello guys, welcome back. So in this video I'm going to tell you about Sqlite database. So how we can create the database and how we can insert the values into database and how we can use it. So Sqlite 3 is inbuilt with Python. So how we can use it, just you need to import Sqlite 3. So all the functionality of Sqlite 3, now import it. If you will press F3, you can see this is Sqlite module, and this is imports from DB API 2. So if you will do F3, so DB API 2 module is this. So you can go to outline and you can see here. So these are the methods which is provided by this DB API 2 file. Let's move to the concept and how we can use the database and how we can create. So first of all, we need to create the database. So Sqlite 3 provides some methods, and using that method we can create, execute, commit, and all these things we can do. So first of all, what you have to do is, let's say I will create a connection using Sqlite 3 dot. So the first module is connect. So you can see this is the connect. So what it will do, it will open a connection to a Sqlite database file that you want to use. Okay, so we will connect and it will create the database file. Let's say I have the file name is test.db. So .db is an extension of this type of file. So if I will run this program, then see the output. So just refresh this database project and just we can see here test.db got created. So it will create the database file and it will provide the connectivity to the database file. Okay, next thing is you want to create the table inside the database. If you are having some background from SQL, structured query language, then you can easily understand what is the table, what is database, what is the columns. So I'm not going to tell all the details about MySQL here. So I'm telling how we can integrate the database to the Python application and how we can use the database into Python. Let's see. This method will provide the connectivity to the database, and now again we will create the table into the same database. So how you can create it, just go to connection dot. So this is the object which is provided by Sqlite. Now because we assign this connection to Sqlite 3, so connection dot execute. So this is the method which is provided by Sqlite. It is not caps, execute is small. Okay, so here you need to write the query, whatever query you want to run in database. So whatever query you will pass here, it will create table. So this is a query, create table, we can say student. So we are creating a table using a student. So student is the table name. Now here we are creating the column, or we can say this is the column. First column is ID, which is primary key. Then we need to define here type. So it is integer type. So here I define int. Then primary key means the only one ID can exist in the database. So not null. So not null is it should not be null. So this is the column name, this is the type of data whatever we are inserting to column, and this is primary key. It told like it should be unique, there should not be duplication, and it should not null. So these kind of conditions we put there. Now the another one is name. So this is also a column name, and the type of data should be text and not null. And let's say age. So age is integer type and it should not null. If I will pass here null, then we can assign a none value to this. And fish, this is a real value. Now what you have to do is here you need to pass this sign after that this is a complete thing, and just close the query. Whenever you will execute this query, this is the format of creating any query, and you can execute this query now. So just you will run this. So it got created because I'm not getting any error. You can apply the conditions also, so if it is created or not. So all the things I will let you know. I will create an application which is real-time application, and in that one I will let you know all the formats, what are the formats you can use. So here I am telling very basic things. So you can create the table, and this is the column name you can create, and this is type of data, whatever you want to insert it, and this is the primary key, and this is not null. These are the conditions we are applying on the column. So let's move to the point. We need to insert some values into the database, right? So how you can, so connection dot execute, using execute method, just insert the query. So query is insert into my table name is student, and here you need to pass all the column name, so ID and name and age and the fees. After that, what you need to do is values, whatever values you need to save on this. So always remember whatever type of values we are assigning it, like integer, text, integer, real. So in the same way we need to pass. So ID is 1. Let's say the student name is Rohan. Now age is 20 and fees 4000.00. So this is, he provided the fees. So this is the query I want to execute. So it will not work, we need to commit it. Okay, so we will, so first of all we will create some query, 3 or 4 query. Okay, and we will create the data. So it should be unique, always remember. That's why I assign there primary key 1 2 3 4. It should not be duplication here. Okay, and instead of Rohan, let's say James and Jinu, and let's say Chandan. Okay, these are the names, and here is some 22, 20, it can be 21 also. All are submitted for, oh, same fees they are submitted. Wow, great. Okay, so these are the query I want to execute it. So it will execute, but we need to commit it. So connection dot commit, we need to use this commit. This is also a method which is provided by Sqlite, and whenever I will call this commit method, then it will execute. And I can print something like records created. Just run the program, you can see the output. Oh, table student already exists. Okay, so I don't want to execute again. Okay, so this part I will comment because it is already executed. Otherwise you can create the condition. If it is already available, then no need to create. So these things I will let you know in the application after some time. Okay, so just I'm executing the things. So record got created. Now how we can extract the records from database? So it is a very simple query you need to write. The query is how you can write the query and how you can get the data from database. So let's have a look. Okay, so I will comment this portion also because we can't execute all the queries again. We are having a primary key, so no duplication allowed. Okay, now move to the point is I have a database which is having a student table and which is having some data, and I want to grab the data. Let's have a look how we can execute. So Sqlite 3 dot execute, you need to write this. Oh, it is a small e, always remember. So now you need to write the query. So how you can create the query? Select, and here is the column name like ID and name, whatever you want to print. Name you want to print, I want age also, and fees also, and simple, just from table name. So student is the table name. Okay, and now okay, so connection dot execute. So I will save this into an object. We can say obj, it is an obj. Okay, and using that obj we can say it is a cursor also. So it's an object. I'm saving all the data inside object. How I can iterate the data into object? So let's say using for loop I can extract the rows. So row in obj, and just I want to print id is equals plus, I'll convert into a string if it is not, otherwise it's okay, and the row index of 0. So it will start from index of 0. So if you will write this query and run this, so id 1 2 3 4 4, so id came. In the same way I will write for name also. So it will print, so name is at the row of 1, and the age is row of 2 and row of 3. It's like that. So first column row 0, second column row 1. In this way it will extract the information. So age is this, and fees, he submitted something. So just run the program, you can see. So id is 1, name is Rohan, and he submitted the fees. So in this way you can execute and you can create the query with the database. Now the next portion is how you can update data into database. So it is also very simple, like connection dot connect, oh sorry, not connect, we are already connected, execute. Okay, after that what you need to do is I need to create a query like update. So this is also query of SQL. Update my table name, student is table name, set whatever you want to set fees something like 5,000 or 00. They increased 1,000 of salary. So where id equals 2. Now what you need to do is we need to commit it. So connection dot commit, just use this. After that I will extract the same information and I will run this again, the same query. So you can see the output, is it updated or not? Yes, so you can see the output is 5,000 of James, which is having the id 2, and all are other having 4,000. Okay, so in this way you can update your database or table. And the last topic of this video is how to delete any value from the database. So for deleting the data from database we need to write a query and we need to run that query. So let's say how we can run the query of deleting the database. So connection dot execute, and this method will accept the query first. So here you need to write the query delete from student, this is a table name, where just you need to make the condition like where id is equals 1 and id equals 2. Will it work? Let's see. Okay, this is a kind of debugging. Then we need to commit it. Don't forget to commit. If you are not committed, then you will not get the result of that query. Again I will print the things and just see the output. Syntax error. So form, I wrote something form, it is from. Okay, and just you can see the output. So I delete from student where id 1 and id is 2. Fine. After that, just commit it. Delete from a student where id is 2. Okay, first of all we will check with this, then you can see here id is 4 and id is 2, 3 and 4 only. So id 1 got deleted. Okay, the database got deleted. So in this way we can perform the operation with database with Sqlite. So in next video we will discuss with a big application, and with that application we will understand the relationship between database and desktop applications. So I will create an application using database and we will validate it. Thanks for watching.